Jesse? What does it mean? What does it mean?
Greetings and salutations, shit for farts. May I ask you a simple question, but with a complex answer? What makes a character alive? Is it quirks, attitude, class, race, playstyles, backstories, fucking builds? Look, alright, if you want to have an interesting character, you're gonna have to be more than just Jim the fighter, warlock, rogue, paladin, druid mindset of a psychotic bucko.
I did not come hundreds of miles and slay thousands of orcs simply to be thwarted here.
Yes, about that. Killed every single orc to cross our path, and some that were nowhere near our path. Yeah. I'm not entirely positive that was necessary. The children...
Killing equals honor.
Okay.
I'm on the road to revenge. Stop it.
Stop it.
When you're done filling your PC sheet, you know, your race, your class abilities, ask yourself, what influences would my character have? What experiences? Why is it that my character would do the things that they do?
I'm kind of retarded.
Why would my character cast Fireball on an NPC child? Or why would my PC want to adventure in general? Or why would my character want to sleep with that stripper that has a grocery list of STDs?
Giselle.
Who was she?
What? Amanda's in there.
You don't have to have an edgy, tragic, complicated backstory. On contraire, you could have a character that is simply out for the life of adventure, money, honor.
Killing equals honor.
Honor. For a simple example, I am of nobility and I have lived in rich squander all my life. My father/mother is going to give me the mantle of lady/lord. To prove my right, I go out. I'm gonna tread the life of an unforgiving adventurer to gain knowledge, skills, wealth, meet the everyday citizens, and above all, gain confidence in my ability. And that's something you could even flesh out even more. Maybe this character in question is actually a buddy fucker, and they murdered their father/mother for their regal rank, and now they're on the run. Or you could even be incredibly lazy and just leave your character sheet completely blank, and then adding on to that over time.
Have you taken many blows to the head?
Hundreds.
Another thing that can really help is learning your character's race/class lore. Especially if it's already in, like, let's say Greyhawk or Forgotten Realms. Because there's already a lot of stuff. Like, you know, if you're a rogue and you're a thief, you've probably been dabbling in the Mask, the Thieves Guild. It even gives you glimpses of your PC's thought processes, maybe style. It gives you a foundation to work with. You can write it out because you have a better idea of what your PC is like as a character. You can maybe after doing a little bit of research, maybe you can have better context of choices that your character makes. So they're not a character, they're a person. Now you may be asking yourself, well, why the fuck would you say person, Hoots? Because that's the way your character should act, like a person. The thing is too is, you know, while we're on the topic, is player characters, they also have names. You know, you can name them Bob, Phil, Sue, IOE1 Kenobi, Lysanderoth, James Dean, the non-binary, Zer Weatherkin from Ye Old Starbucks, or perhaps Kine, Kurz, Velko, Drawl, Tails, fucking Reginald III, twice removed, 3 times replaced. Alright, Hotshot, let me ask you a quick question. Do you remember any of those names that I just said? Probably not, except for the few of you, because you're special.
Excellent.
And it's okay if you don't remember, because I don't even remember what names I just listed off. Hence why I keep saying that note-taking is a very valuable tool. I've played a lot of Adventure League games where fucking peeps you've been playing with for the past year don't even really know your real fucking name.
Tragedy, ain't it?
Okay, let alone your player character's name. So they just call you your class or race. It's embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing, dude. It's like, in fact, in Goblin Slayer, none of the Chuggernauts have fucking names. The characters themselves are just named after their class or some shit. Goblin Slayer, they're, you know, to help combat that skullfuckery, here's a jammy tip. Your PC name should be something short and memorable and with a title. Weird as that sounds. Like a call sign, a nickname. So for example, my character's name that I'm playing as, or my NPC, whatever you want to call it, his name is Calico Jack the Auspicious. So most peeps refer to my guy as Calico, Callie, Jack, or literally just Cal.
Hey guy, I'm mastering my joystick.
It's short, it's easy. My title gives you an idea of what my character is like. He wears bright colors, bright yellows, reds, green silks, garments and stuff, right? Hence Calico, bright colors, right? He's lucky, he's favorable, hence auspicious. Character quirks are totally fine, okay? As long as you have a believable and tactful reason or it builds character. That's the important thing. For example, yet again, I'm going to bring up my player character. He's a drow bard. He's a drunkard. But he only drinks Fey wine, and he always seems to be daydreaming. And when he's drunk, he often talks fondly of adventures that he knew. Even sometimes fucking up and calling people in his party by names of other people that he used to adventure with. He talks fondly about them. So why is this quirk interesting, you may be asking? No, it's not because he's an alcoholic. It's more about how it's handled. So let's say if you were curious about, well, you know, you notice that he only drinks Fey wine and stuff like that, you're probably going to either ask him, or you're going to ask the DM, or you're going to Google it. Fey wine, as the description goes, is something like this. This rose wine may taste sweet and wholesome, but not for the weak in fortitude, but it has an important function for elves. Since elves live such a long lifespan, you know, assuming they're not stabbed or killed, it can be hard for them to track their memories. Fey wine actually helps bring back old memories.
You don't know yet.
Vividly, in like an hallucination. They're able to recall like the most minute of details, okay? So elves, when they often drink this Fey wine, they do it in social parties. So it's kind of hinting that it's like pretty much like a drug.
We were somewhere around Barstow, on the edge of the desert, when the drugs began to take hold.
Here's the thing though that caught my eye. But in drunken stupors, it's all too common for elves to mistake strangers or others as their long past friends, or family, or loved ones. Hence it is habit forming, and many elves fall victim to only wanting to constantly relive the better times.
When a memory feels as real as life, it's as valid as life. Thinking about a moment brings back the smell of cut grass, the warmth of another's hand on yours, the taste of another's tongue in your mouth. Wouldn't you rather lose yourself in such a memory than spend the night alone, staring at walls of metal and plastic?
Isn't there a risk that you could lose yourself in bad memories as well?
Of course. Remembering the times I've taken bullets is unpleasant. But I can look at my knee and see it's not shattered. The memories that are hard to escape are those of despair.
So they're like member berries. So think about that. That's some heavy shit, right? Gets the noggin jogging. Makes you feel for this guy. Because it's like, you know, what kind of shit has this guy seen that, you know, makes him just... So I personally get pretty fucking furious when a player is like, I don't like to touch doors. Well, why? Oh... No reason. I'm just random. Tee-hee. I'm crazy cute. If the player had said, my player starts to get nervous, starts to act fidgeting in place, or rattling violently in like a rhythm at the sight of this door, you as the DM are naturally going to be like, well, you know, why is that? Or even the other players, right? And then that's when you can work that little bit of player magic. Because when I was young, I touched a door that was jerry-rigged with a thunderstone trap. And ever since then, I've been really gun shy to go first. Right there, that is a compelling fucking reason. A vivid image and nuance. It makes me want to ask, what the bumble fuck were you doing to be in that position? Here's the big one. Characters should have flaws. I know. It's a power fantasy. But in fantasy, there's fucking rules and there's goddamn boundaries. Though those limits are pretty fucking massive in scope. What I'm getting at is even Mordenkind has fucked up once or twice in a dimension. Alright, I'll break it down Barney style. It's harder to identify with Superman than it is with Batman. Superman, for limitless reasons, is a fucking god. Batman, on the other hand, he has no superpowers. He's just a guy. I mean, yeah, he's got 10 shit tons of money and an odd flex. I think he also is like a ninja or something. Alright, here's another example. Alright, perfect Christmas movie as well. And it's the same characters. John McClane from the Die Hard series. I know this sounds really weird, but when you actually look at it, he isn't the same likable character that he is in Die Hard 2, the one with the airplane. As compared to the first one and Die Hard with a Vengeance. Is the one with Jeremy Irons. You know the one. The guy from the Dungeons & Dragons movie.
I feel you. Good. I could use every ounce of your rage.
So Die Hard 2, John McClane, he was like John McClane's super bullshit Hollywood cop. He was so on point with everything. It was like his character fucking knows he's in a goddamn action movie and he's already read ahead of the script. Die Hard with a Vengeance On the other hand, McClane lost his job. He was divorced. He was hungover at the time. He and Zeus completely scraped by the skin of their teeth throughout the entire fucking movie. They get fucked up. They barely make it out of so many goddamn situations. Like, it was straight up like Ebony and Ivory team up as night and day to take out the guy from Dungeons and Dragons. It was great. They even do fucking puzzles. But man, they fucking straight up GTA Online at one point.
Get out of here! Are you aiming for these people? No. Maybe that's mine.
Where they're like driving through the fucking Manhattan Park. Great shit. Because he's more realistic. Because he has flaws. He has weaknesses. Here's the thing, is like with the weaknesses and stuff like that. It can be simple, or you could take it that extra mile and have like a handicap, a missing eye, a finger, a hand, one testicle. Really, it's all up to you. Or you could even, you know, using your stats, you know, for RPing purposes. Like another really good example that I could think of is a really good fucking book series, the Dragonlance series with Raistlin, okay? Raistlin sucks. Raistlin's badass. Let me rephrase that. His constitution sucks. More than a bucket of ticks. So in the books and the movies, he's always coughing, he's wheezing, he's got a sickly appearance to the point where Caramon has to carry his ass through multiple parts. But he was Cthulhu crazy strong with the arcane arts. He would casually hover around in several points, if I remember correctly. Try to keep this in mind with your character's attitude. It should be evolving as you're adventuring. And a bond should be forming with your party, going through life and death. You know, you guys would be like brothers in arms or sisters in arms. You know what I'm saying? Like, how would your PC act in a group they've been traveling with for a long ass time? Actually, yeah, now that I think about it, you'd all have an effect on each other. Like, your PC, like it or not, would actually start picking up mannerisms from the other party members. You know, they would trust maybe the same kind of thoughts, you know, context for said thoughts. You know, you'd understand each other a lot more now that I think about it. Like, a good example, a really good example, is Guts from Berserk, the Golden Age arc to the Black Swordsman arc. You can see how he's changed. Even Griffith has changed a lot. He himself is an interesting character, to the point where people are fucking debating his whole situation. I don't want to get into that, but what I'm saying is that's a good example of a character. If you want my opinion, I personally am under the belief that Guts and Griffith, they basically polarized. Griffith started off as like the Ubermensch, and then there was just... Nuance is completely underrated in backstory. Leave some questions unanswered, later to be answered, or none at all if you want to be extra edgy. By doing this, it allows your DM to weave your backstory into the narrative, if you want it to be like that. If you give your DM a backstory with everything completely filled in, clear-cut direction, you limit a lot of options and a lot of your arcs. Not to say that's a bad thing. If you focus completely on something, it can be good. Your class, it doesn't define your character. I mean, it can, but it doesn't mean it should. In fact, you could turn that upside down, like an agnostic paladin or a fallen paladin that sees corruption everywhere. But he himself is corrupted.
Now you have become the very thing you swore to destroy.
Don't lecture me, Obi-Wan. I see through the lies of the Jedi. I do not fear the dark side as you do.
Like Frollo from the Humpback of Know Your Dame, or a cleric that instead of healing the party as an act of the greater good, they play as a cleric who just looks at it like it's a fucking chore, even being a dick about it. That'd be great. Character conflict can be fucking awesome if it's handled right. That's the biggest problem. If it's not handled right, it's garbage. You gotta throw that out. You don't have to follow the exact lore of your race. It can help you, but yet again, it's guidelines, common sense, and luck. For instance, you don't have to be a barbarian half-orc. You got half-orc sorcerer or half-orc rogue. How about a halfling warlock barbarian or a gnoll bard? You don't have to do this, but purely from a dungeon master's point of view, they'll probably love your characters, and they'll probably throw you some bennies here and there, you know? Oh man, I can already envision the hate. My build, Hoots! But I multi-class 5 classes, so in a round I can cast 2 spells, and I'll be able to sneak attack, rage, and then I'll be able to lay on hands.
No, God!
And then on top of that, I'll be able to pay my property taxes as a free action. Then I'll be able to dash an extra 30 feet on top of the 120 flying space.
No, God, please, no!
Then I will fire 4 crossbow shots while they're on fire. And then while that is happening...
No! No!
I'm simultaneously checking and removing traps.
No!
And then at the end, I transform into a dire salmon.
We will need a lot more hemp before we're through.
Are you like finished? Well, actually, no. Oh shit. Holy shit, bro. You're so fucking cool, man. Like, holy fuck, man. I look at your player sheet and fuck, man, that's a lot of numbers.
Point of power. If you don't abuse people.
That's a lot of numbers, man. Oh fuck, man, you're so fucking cool, bro. Man, you don't even need the other party members, man. In fact, they're in your way. The others are holding you back.
Now that's edgy as fuck.
You should just fucking solo the dungeon. I know I know I'm being a bit of an exaggerating dick, but you can see my point. It's a co-op game. It's a role-playing game, yeah, but it's co-op. So there's a reason why your party should be balanced. Everybody in the party should be valuable.
Tragedy, ain't it?
And have a clear-cut job in the group. There's the polar opposite of the exact same player. Prepare for the death by PowerPoint. Loryers. Story Munchkins. These types of players have absolutely nothing to do with party goals, actual adventuring, or the campaign, or combat. Really, they're just there to play their Sonic Hedgehog original character.
Damn!
You know what I'm talking about. It's a bit of an exaggeration, but you know what I'm talking about, okay? These are the types of peeps that take role-playing way beyond the point of no fucking return. Like lucid diamond-ized levels of cringe. I've played with this one bud, right? And he would RP monologue to himself for hours. Hours on end. Like the voice, everything. Well, but Hoots is a cooperative authority. Yeah, whatever. D&D is a role-playing game, as I stated before. D&D's roots are, at the end of the day, are rooted in dungeon crawling. I'm sorry, I gotta be that guy. My point is I'm just sick of hand-holding fucking Tumblerettes because holy shit, they're in a fight that they might die. Oh my god. Here's some context, right? This happened a while ago, about 7 months, and I was playing with a group of people in real life. I spent 2 sessions bumblefucking in a dungeon with my BB cleric. I don't mean baby, I mean battle buddy. Because the other 3 would rather be circle jerking in town talking about their player characters' backstories, and they did possibly the most cringiest fucking shit. There's a reason why I drink beer when I go and play at the game shops and stuff like that. There's a reason why. It was like watching, dude, it was like watching children, okay? They played with their minis like fucking Barbie dolls.
I'm kind of retarded.
If that's what you do, man, you do you. But if it's getting close to 6 to 10 hours of just buddy fucking with the finger paint and expansion pack, I'm sorry, you're gonna get your pee-pee slapped. Anyway, my battle buddy and I, we came back from our little escapade looking like hammered shit. We each gained a couple of levels, we got some magic swag. Him and I, we gained respect for each other. We almost died. Our DM got a couple lucky rolls and we got fucking jacked up. We learned about each other's characters' backstory, personality, trials, through just organic role playing. It was like water cooler chat, but instead of like a water cooler, you're fucking killing shit. I still don't know how we even did this whole entire thing because that whole escapade was just a belt-fed cock of white knuckle fights. Between doing a quest with 2 out of 5 members, I mean, keep in mind too that we were pretty much full battle rattle. Like we had potions and everything, but there's only so much fucking damage a couple of bamps can do, you know? And just the obtuse behavior from the other 3 in question was just, whew. Man, even talking about it now, I got so much fucking salt in my system. If they could just harness it, we would never have to worry about the Ice Age again. See, and that's the thing too, is like, at first I thought they were doing it out of spite. But after the game, I went up and I talked to them about it, and their characters didn't even realize that we left for the quest already. That's some pretty serious RPing.
Does he look like a bitch?
What?
Does he look like a bitch? No! Then why you try to fuck him like a bitch, Brent?
Your deception skill sucks cocks. Dicks. They were serious. I haven't seen him since, but I'm still buddies with the cleric. Morality. Your character, like life, shouldn't just be black and white. It should be black, gray, and white. And leaning more on the gray. This isn't KOTOR or Mass Effect. You can do more than just be good or evil. I'll break it down Barney style. Because good, evil, is nothing more than the perception of the view of what is good and evil. Your actions should dictate alignment, not the other way around. You shouldn't be making decisions, well, my character is lawful good, so I'm gonna do this. No, fuck no. You should be making the actions and your alignment reflects that. Here's an example. Does your player character, do they do good for the sake of good? Or is my PC good because my alignment says I'm lawful good? Even that spark can be fleshed out into an interesting character. Maybe the psycho in the group has a reason, you know, distrusts fucking NPCs.
But why? Brackett is no mad dog killer. He is after something.
But really, alignment is not the most important part. It's more of like a macro of it. Like a lot of things, it's guidelines. Gives you context. It's an easy label. So the question I asked at the start of the video, and I'll ask it again. Is the character interesting because of the weapon, the armor that they wield? Is it the race, the class, attitude, perhaps? Backstory, campaign settings, your actions as a player. Is it simple ideas that flourish? Or is it ideas that become complex? Is it the levels you gain? Is it the one magic ring that they have? Their bonds with player members, NPCs? Is it your build? The stories that you built for said character? The goals that they accomplish? Their trials? Their tribulations? Tamemes! The answer? Everything. This video isn't meant to shit talk play styles or tell you how to play the fucking game. It's about food for thought. It's taking the fucking box off your head. In fact, I think as we players and masters should be overjoyed that there are so many different types of players that we should be happy that D&D can be whatever the fuck you want it to be. Really, it's your imagination. Even though your way is fucking wrong and you should feel terrible.
I'm gonna suck your eyeballs out, then I'm gonna scalp you mother goblin fascist fist.
I'm pulling your rope dart there. I'm just pulling your rope dart. Easy, bud. Anyhows, as always, may your rolls forever be natural and your actions be legendary.
Hallelujah! Holy shit!
Video's over. The video's over. Get the fuck out of my house, dude. Get the fuck out of my house.